Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Wesley Chapel Toyota, of course, in Wesley Chapel, Florida. And guess what? We are first. We have it. This is the 2020 Toyota Tundra. So with this review, we're going to ask that question that we keep asking every year. Has Toyota done anything? They have with the 2020, but have they done enough to really make the Tundra get a little bit closer to the competition? Because I'm telling you, in this half-ton truck segment, tons of competition. But let's talk a little bit about Toyota history. So Toyota been around for so many years, making reliable, dependable cars. Eventually, as the markets change, as things change, they go into compact trucks, full-size trucks, mid-size trucks, lineup of SUVs. Toyota, though, as their lineup has gone by in time, some of it has been a little bit neglected when it comes to refresh and redesigns. Believe it or not, in the half-ton truck segment. So that's the F-150, the Silverado 1500, the GMC Sierra 1500, the Ram 1500, all the, that whole half-ton pickup truck segment. Don't forget the Nissan Titan. This is actually the longest running when it comes to no refresh, no redesign. Now for 2020, there have been some changes. One thing I'm very proud to say is, guess what? They brought back the crew cab, which this has those full, large and in charge, 4 doors, first time back on the 2020. This one though is an SR5 trim, which is really that sweet spot for value leader, and has Toyota added more value to its value leader? That's going to be another big question. So we're actually asking a ton of different essential questions in this one. Let's go ahead and dive into this 2020 Tundra. So right off the bat, it's all familiarity from the front end of the business. No LED lighting on the headlights on the SR5 trim. I do like the massive front grille that almost looks like a interlocking kind of chain design with the large chrome pieces. This is non-functional, so we're going to zonk this grille up top. It's a stylish thing, but not actually functioning. As we drop down, the good news is a lot of this is it's flat black plastic, so it's going to help take a better beating. You do have metal on the corners, fog lamps on each corner, but very large from the front. Of course, when you see that large Toyota emblem, this is going to get the full suite of all of Toyota's safety features, which is going to help allow you to arrive on time and safely to your destinations. Now, same hood going on where you have the very simple C-shaped indentation kind of fades as you go towards the windshield. But the one thing about this truck is when you see it, you know it's a Toyota. It's got that look just because they haven't changed it. As we come around the corner here, wheels. So on the SR5, nothing fancy. That's a steel wheel, painted silver, goes well with the black. If you're wondering, well, what is the dimensions of this wheel? You're basically looking at this is an 18-inch diameter, 255 on the width, 70 series on the sidewall. I do like the way the truck sits. It's got a nice gap in between the inner fender and the top of the wheel. And one thing you'll notice is both front and rear, they put fender liners, unlike some of the other brands. Tom's gonna go ahead and show off that suspension there. You can see all the inner bits with the control arms, the shock absorber, all that good stuff. As a car and truck kind of person, that's what you wanna see. Engine. This continues with the 5.7. Now, one thing that to be aware of, they did get rid of the smaller liter engine, that flex fuel engine, no longer available in the Tundra. If you want to get your Tundra, you get the same engine, 5.7 liter V8, mated to that 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, on this particular trim, flat black on the mirrors. Remember, it's all about value price. As we continue down the side, I do like the large chrome Tundra badge, and I like the way it's placed right where you have a bit of a bulge that goes down the lower portion of the doors. You have running boards, nice, grippy, sturdy, flat black running boards. Everything else is flat black. Door handles, around the windows. It's smart the way they bring the paint on to the actual backs of the doors. A lot of times they just go with gloss black or even flat black on other brands. Here's that full, like I said, full crew cab, that SR5 badge, all about value. As we continue towards the rear, I do like the simplicity of the design on the actual back of the truck. Lots of room, like I said. Tom's gonna show off that suspension. You can see the differential and the drive shaft connecting to the differential. Just cool to see those inner working bits. And then as we wrap around back, of course, you're gonna get mud guards on the SR5, chrome bumpers on the back, very clean on the tailgate. This is a 4x4 model, which of course you want when you're getting that truck to pull. Speaking of pulling, you're gonna get your full tow hookup and obviously all the connectivity, nicely done. Let's go ahead and drop the tailgate. Is it soft release? Yes, soft release on the SR5, comes with a full bed liner, nicely done, and then just a real good workable space. You do have 4 locations, 4 tie downs or come alongs or bungee cords. My only gripe is there's no inner bed lighting, no LED inner bed lighting, only the 2 lights that are at the top of the cab near the 3rd brake light. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about the outside of this SR5 trim. Let's pop the hood and check out the V8. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the 2020 Tundra. There she is underneath this plastic cover, which actually the plastic cover is quite attractive looking. Is that 5.7 liter V8 naturally aspirated? You're looking at 381 horsepower, 401 pound-feet of torque. Like I said, made it to the 6-speed automatic transmission. This one has the 4x4, and you could tow up to 10,200 pounds. If you're wondering about MPGs, guess what? In this class, I'm gonna say it quietly, the Tundra has the worst fuel economy. 13 in the city, 17 on the highway. But what can I say? When you pop the hood and you see that V8, you see all that she is in her glory without a bunch of plastic over it. Very nice, naturally aspirated, which I know a lot of you guys and gals like your trucks to be naturally aspirated with a V8. Let's go ahead and fire up this one, see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Tundra. One thing I want to show you is the only half-ton truck where you can lower the rear glass. So many other manufacturers brag about their power sliding rear window. This one is a power dropping rear window, the only one like it. Such a nice feature, especially on those fall or winter days where the temps are just right and you can open up the windows and open up that back window and just let the air come on through. Or if you have very long objects, whether it's plywood or lumber or whatever, you got plenty of room to kind of work it into the inside of the truck if you need to, instead of having it hang out back. Now I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, this is a 2020, I'm liking it, but what's the price on this one? Like I said, SR5 trim, 4x4 setup, you're looking around MSRP $46,000. Let's see what you get to the door panels. Now what they did is they did add some soft leather style material to the top of the door. It's all dark material, which is good because if you're using this for a work truck, it's going to help with those fingerprints and whatnot. But the leather surfaces are all new for 2020 to bring it up to par with a lot of the other trucks in this industry. The silver trim, same silver trim, lots of space though in that lower pocket. Cup holders, you can put whatever you want. Now you do have the harder material up top and in the middle, but I do like the silver trim around the round AC. And guess what? Infotainment has been upgraded to where you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Very nicely done, easy to get into. So that is a big plus for 2020. We drop down, you have your manual controls, no dual climate, but you know what? They work great. Big, large controls, you can't miss it. I do like the way you have the dial that you could go from 2-wheel drive to 4 high to 4 low. Very nicely, conveniently placed. All new for 2020, upgraded in the SR5, tons of hookup. Check it out, 2 USB. You have another one under there. Lots of connectivity, even your 12-volt conveniently placed. Cup holder here, place for your phone. 2 more cup holders. I like the silver trim, kind of spruces it up a little bit. This shifter though, I am gonna zonk. This thing is large and just very plasticky. I wish they would have taken the leather and wrapped this whole thing in leather, but I do like the chrome trim. Does kind of make it look a little bit more tasteful. Now you have your SR5 badge on the armrest, softer material. Like I said, for 2020, you open it up, very, very large, a 12-volt inside, and then these seats, both the driver and the passenger are power, and they're full leather. That's a new touch for 2020 on the SR5. and this is really adding to the value of this trim package. Now, as you can see, I'm 6 feet tall. I got tons of headroom. You got an auto dimming mirror, which is very nice. It's got the compass built in. That's another nice touch. And I also like the way it's got a lighter headliner to just make it a little bit more spacious in here. But why don't you come over to the business end of things? I'll show you behind the wheel of this 2020 Tundra. All right, guys, business end on this Toyota Tundra. Like I said, you get full power up front. Very, very nicely done. Here's all your controls to lower down your window and all that kind of great stuff. That back window, steering wheel, leather wrapped on the SR5. I like that. The silver, it's a little dated, but you know what? We're still waiting for that refresh. So that's the big question. Has Toyota done enough to this truck? Gauge instrumentation. Now you have that nice 7-inch infotainment screen, but you also have a smaller TFT display there in the center. You could actually toggle through different information. Once I get rid of that, so there is our information. You could toggle through that. I do like all the analog gauges. They are easy to read. They are dated, but they, like I said, easy to read. You got that 6-speed automatic transmission. And really, with this truck, you got the tilting, telescoping steering wheel. Get it just right. Let's go ahead, check out the back seat and see how your passengers are going to be like in the 2020 Tundra. All right, guys, I got you pointed out the front windshield of the 2020 Tundra. I'm behind that nice leather wrapped wheel as we're leaving Wesley Chapel Toyota. The one thing about this setup with that 5.7 liter and the 6-speed automatic, it is a very smooth driving truck, and we all know that this truck can easily go 1,000,000 miles. It's already been done, and that really is where the value comes with the Toyota Tundra. Now, for 2020, it is nice to have some of those extra features. I really think they should have done more, especially on the interior. But hey, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier, on the SR5, you can option in keyless entry and push button start. On some of the higher trim levels, like the TRD Pro, that will come standard, which is new for 2020. But very smooth driving truck, on throttle, drops down. Let's see how she handles. So even through this little switch back here, little right-left transition, holds the line very well. Not too much sway, to be honest with you. And this isn't any kind of, you know, fancy-dancy Tundra with special Fox racing suspension or anything, but very smooth driving. And even over the bumps, it does soak it up pretty well. Now, there's many that feel that the Tundra does a poor job compared to the other brands of trucks when it comes to choppy asphalt or highway expansion joints and whatnot. But going through this road here, very, very comfortable. I like the visibility out the front windshield. That back window, especially because it's all one piece and that it drops down. Remember that power dropping rear window? Very, very nice addition that you don't get on any other half-ton pickup. Plenty of power. I think towing, you know, with over 10,000 pounds capability, I think that this should fit many lifestyles very easily. And that was another reason why they dropped the smaller displacement V8 was, you know, go big or go home kind of thing. More people were buying the 5.7 liters anyway. Pulling on this highway, let's see how she gets the power down on the throttle at 6-speed, doing its thing. The shifts are very, very smooth, so I'll definitely give it that, especially with being an older transmission. And remember, you know, General Motors, Ford, they're all running 10-speed automatic transmissions. This is still getting the job done, but I think that's where it's really taken a beating when it comes to MPGs, as it does have the worst fuel economy in its class. But definitely driving very smooth. I love the leather seats, and just a very comfortable truck that you know is always going to be there for you, just like your best friend. But hopefully this gave you enough. We're going to go ahead, let me do a quick U-turn here since I still have you, just to show you how easy that is in the Tundra. Easy peasy, on throttle, drops down. We're gonna go ahead, get back to Wesley Chapel Toyota, and I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Wesley Chapel Toyota. I definitely gotta thank Jeff and Ryan for getting us access to these awesome Toyota vehicles. So what do you think? Has Toyota done enough to make you want to get down to Wesley Chapel Toyota and get a new 2020 Tundra. Remember, there are other trim levels, but when it comes to value price, I think definitely they added more value to the value priced SR5. But if it's trucks like these you want to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, takes you right to Spreadshirt. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, getting this big old Tundra. He's doing the business. Check him out on Instagram @MoshPhotos. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.